All right. It's grand finals time. Liquid Cure in the bottom left side of the map. Our incumbent favorite, one of the kings of TvP, but he's been so up and down in this matchup recently, sometimes dominating and then sometimes falling apart. And it is maybe to do with those hallucinated Phoenix getting inside his head a little bit. I know they've been getting inside my head. And this player in the top right, ASTREA, is no stranger to using them. He's going to go 19 Nexus, 19 Cybercore, one of my favorite openings, if you're willing to skip the Scout. And it's such a nice opening, especially, you know, it's interesting because I talk to a lot of Protoss players and they always tell me Oracle's bad, you can't play Oracle. And I always say Oracle is really bad off Cybercore first. But if you do this opening, Oracle can actually be really good. But obviously it's like a niche specialty unit. I don't expect ASTREA to use it at all in this series. He could just play standard Blink, Blink Robo, Blink Storm. Excuse me. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sentry come out as a second or third gateway unit. I do expect him to be scouting pretty frequently from about 4 minutes onwards. Now this is Reaper into second Reaper into Factory. 2 workers on one gas, one on the other, and a command center at 214. So nice tight opening for Cure. His first vision on the map with this Reaper. And as we can see on the production tab, it is indeed just a standard Twilight opening. Looks like a Blink opening as far as I can tell. Ooh, here we go. Does the Adept finish the Shade is the question. The answer is no. Reaper doesn't know that though, so he's hoping to bait this Reaper up to the high ground. And there we go. Ooh, if that takes a second hit, then the Shade confirms the third hit. Does take it down. Stalker's out, which means he can defend. Dude, this is so aggressive. I played Beyond earlier today, and he was doing the same thing. I was like, damn, these Terrans are getting so aggressive with their Reapers. I thought, honestly, Beyond was just bullying me, because I beat him that last time we played a PvT in that one map, and I thought he wanted to, you know, be Beyond and click really fast, but doing that against ASTREA, very dangerous, and yet Cure distracts the Adept, pulls it home, which means now it's going to stumble into the Reaper Hellion, potentially, and almost got himself a probe. So, you know, Cure just dancing on the edge of dangerous territory, doesn't get punished. Second gate Robo goes down. It's still just 2 gateway units for now, so if this was a 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, ASTREA would genuinely be in huge trouble. Like, he's actually played so greedy. 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion hits at about 3 minutes 26, where they drive in, and he's got 1 Adept, 1 Stalker, and I know he shaded and he got a bit of vision of what was going on, but it just felt like it was a little bit last minute. And with no battery started, he would have had to emergency wall off the front with a couple of buildings. So, ASTREA cutting some corners, but getting away with it. Cyclone Marine Hellion at the front. There's going to be a little Cyclone Marine drop. And it looks like a very standard follow-up. Cure is a man who has a formula. That is, do some opening pressure, make tank, make Raven, make second tank, put second and third barracks on these tech labs. These 2 buildings make reactors, make a third command center while stim pushing, sometimes a bit earlier, sometimes a bit later. Very middle of the road, very flexible, gives himself a lot of options, and he'll make his decisions on the fly if he wants to lean into the aggression or be a little more defensive. So far, sees the Stalkers already, pulls back. Stalker and Adept are here. Another Stalker does warp in. Those probes could fight. That's why he runs around rather than into the middle of the mineral line. And 4 probes, not bad. Great trade for a Reaper and a Hellion. Early game units that aren't going to scale well to later on. But it doesn't impact ASTREA's mining right now, right? It just doesn't have those probes ready to mine a third base, right? Still pretty much saturated. Moving out now to think about taking a third. Banshee is being built, not a Raven. Okay, he's going to be playing a lot more aggressive, most likely, with the Banshee coming out. Second tank in the main, great wall-off. If you blink in here, you're blocked from this wall-off from getting to the siege tank, but you're getting shelled on as you move around this south side. ASTREA's going to go for it anyway. He's going to take the first tank shot with the Adept. No, he didn't do that correctly. ASTREA messing this up. Okay. He does avoid critical losses. He only loses an Adept and takes damage. Good save by ASTREA, but that was a bit of a fumble. Dropping that Adept too close to the tank to take its first shot. Sometimes it's tempting to drop in and get some damage with the Adept, but it does very little damage. Oh, geez. 2 more Stalkers going down. ASTREA's got to holster his excitement right now. He's got to calm down. Excuse me, guys. Just had a bit of a sneeze here as this series started, but... Oh, he's still trying to find damage? Nah, Q is locked down, man. You're not going to get damage in this game, bro. 2 probes going down to the Banshee as well, even though he saw it coming. This is bad. Cure is very locked down at home, almost always. He's so solid against these moves. Some Terrans are a bit sloppier, but ASTREA's kind of leaned into this and just hasn't found the mark. Now he's trying to make Storm. That's all delayed, and his unit count's lowered. Another Stalker goes down. This feels like a disaster. I don't see ASTREA stopping this push, not without Storm, and Storm's not ready for a while. Stim, Shields, +1 have all just started. Cure does not have those. Stalkers should be amazing at slowing this push down, but look at that. Even finds the Warp Prism. Oh no, he's trying to drop the Zealots. Dude, that was the sickest save. I was like, oh, maybe he could... I was literally thinking, maybe the only way he could get out is maybe if he picks up the Zealot and drops it on the Cyclone. I did not actually think he would pull that off in the heat of the moment. That was awesome. Is it enough to keep him alive in this game, though? I mean, all it did was avert another stage of disaster in a game that's been riddled with problems. ASTREA's Storm is just about 10 seconds away. Storm is High Templar ready to ambush, but he doesn't quite have the Storm ready. Medevac gets feedbacked. Cure pushing in with zero respect. Storm does land on those Marines. Another one lands. But the High Templar get focused down. The Stalkers and Slow Zealots coming in. One Archon does morph. He can keep that alive. Pretty good defense, I gotta say, by ASTREA. He scrambles together a defense. Cure here showing zero respect for how ready his opponent was. And now Stim Shields and +1 finishes. And he moves out, but that also gets spotted as well. Question is, did ASTREA notice it? He's got 2 Stalkers there. If he did notice it, I feel like if I was him, I'd send all my Zealot Stalkers. I'd send my whole army up north, and I'd just hang around in this area looking to intercept the medevacs. The fact that he didn't move tells me he probably didn't notice those units picking up. Hard to see that on the minimap when there's already a lot of things that are there all the time anyway. Concussive gets started. Stalker will go down to these Marauders unless he blinks it again right on cooldown, which I doubt he's looking at that. More important things to focus on, like losing your 4th Nexus. No cancel. Ooh, does get a medevac, which means at least some of these units are going to be on a one-way trip. And saves 3 Marauders. That one Marauder, did you guys see the Marauder that just got yeeted into the lava? Dude, that was amazing. His body just went rip, blop. It just like sunk in. That was freaking hilarious. ASTREA's 4th going down. He's got double Forge. Dude, ASTREA's somehow on 74 probes. He's only on 6 gateways though. And with no like Robo-Tech seriously on the way, like no Robo-Bay. No Immortals, no Colossus, doesn't have... Actually, he does have a Warp Prism active from earlier, takes a few turret hits, gets himself 3 SCVs, makes it 4, saves the Zealots and gets out. Excellent micro by him, unfortunately. For him, there are... Well, there's only 2 Marines there. Cure tried to intercept with the drop. 2 Marines will not be enough. ASTREA's like, yeah, whatever, bro. +1 armor's halfway done, +2 attack starting. Going to 8 gateways is ASTREA as he goes to 8 gas. Well, that tells us he's about to drop a Robo Bay. Otherwise, there's no way he can spend 8 gas, I don't think. Oh, Scan takes out the Observer. Push moving north. Lots of ghosts in there. Stalkers do take out the Banshee in the back. ASTREA. Oh no. Big hole in his vision. And any hole's a goal for this Terran army. High Templar gets EMP'd. Gonna try to run away. Zealots go for a snipe on the Ghost. They're not gonna get it, which means... Oh, actually they do! And the Widowmines get another one! High Templar coming in with Storms from behind. A bit of a sloppy engage. Very few actual supporting units or regular fighting units for ASTREA, who's on 87 workers right now. I think he thought he was playing a late game. And yet, no, this is not a late game. This is a weird, sloppy, crazy game. He's got another Storm available now if he can land it. Cure's army's already very damaged. The Medevac's getting wounded, and is Cure overextending in this game? Those Marauders getting ripped apart by the Archon. ASTREA's worker count is just absolutely wild. Like I said, if he's going for that gas, how's he going to spend it unless he's got second Robo Bay? I mean, he's going to try and start an upgrade, doesn't have the money for it. Obviously, right now, he's just in survival mode, and it's a parade for Cure that could absolutely finish him off. High Templar incredibly clumped, drops 2 Storms on, unfortunately, the same location. He's got more High Templar behind. Unfortunately, there's no regular fighting units. It's all specialists right now. And somehow Cure is just eating the Storms? Like, what? This game is weird. Cure kind of senses that ASTREA is on the verge of death, but because of that, he's kind of giving him opportunities. That Widowmine splash was enough to kill the sentry, despite him dodging it. Oh, great! Storm rotate! Dude, ASTREA taking a 5th Nexus in the face of this is wild, but look at this, he's up in supply. High Templar and Prism both go down to those Widowmines. But he does clean the Widow Mines up right after. Still no second Robo Bay. Dude, Astrea's just like kind of greedily, barely hanging on with Mass High Templar. He does spread his High Templar out a little bit there. One High Templar goes down. There's only so much ghost energy, you know? Feedbacks. Gets one. Lands an EMP though, does. Cure trying to take this fight. There's still one Storm on the right side, but that's it. More High Templar coming forward. They don't quite have the energy right now. There's just so few units on both sides. It's such a weird battle. Because you're like, he's looking for a target for Storm, and there's like 4 Marauders and 8 Marines in this fight. Like, there's no good target for Storm because there's no units, but Astrea doesn't have anything except High Templar, and an Immortal accidentally waddles in from the south. Giving up the 5th Nexus is totally fine. Astrea's still probing. Why is he? He's on 92 probes! Guys, does he have like 50 idle workers somewhere? He's so high on workers. 92 workers is way too many. I think he's just caught up in the chaos of the game, and he's like instinctively doing it, but he's got to be so careful. He's going to have to morph these High Templar to an Archon potentially. Great damage, dude. He's killing so many Medivacs. Q getting chased home. Q's 2-2 is not quite done, so an upgrade advantage right now. It's going to reversal in a second with 2-2 about to finish for Q. Q does have a 4th command center getting established now. Astrea, his 5th base is rebuilding. He's been good on his upgrades. Still no Robo Bay transition. I'm a little curious because I do think a few Colossus arriving would spell complete disaster. Like right now, Cure is able to like pre-spread his units against Storm, avoid those, and there's so little on the ground other than that he's kind of surviving. As it is, even surviving the next waves of Zealot Stalker will be tough now that there's 12 gateways, let alone if you account for some Colossus joining in. 3rd Immortal has just popped out. Got so many High Templar. Keeping the High Templar scattered across the map makes it impossible for Cure to break you. Cannon, Battery, Templar is one of the most frustrating supply-efficient defenses to push through. It's so hard to break through. High Templar landed some decent Storms. Another high-energy High Templar behind. Observer Vision's great. Zealot run by. Gonna force Cure to be a little bit distracted there, but nice EMPs come forward, and he takes out that High Templar. Ghost a little exposed at the front. Mass Zealot coming in, though. Really causing problems for Cure at home. He has to pull his whole army back, and not before losing Ghosts, Marauders, Marines. Not to mention that 3rd Mineral Line getting slaughtered. Fantastic play for Astrea. He's getting himself back in a good position. If he can hold position the Zealots, you can kind of ignore the planetary. Zealots are, unlike Zerglings, rather good at tanking planetary shots. And I think he might just lean on him. So many units here for Astrea. Ooh, he doesn't really have like a forward warp-in point, though. Bio coming in, High Templar coming forward. They're not with the army. Astrea with one of the sloppiest pushes I've seen in a while, but he's getting so many SCVs, it might just be worth it. I'd love to see Astrea pull back. It looks like he's F2'd to the front. He's got like 47 High Templar rallying across this map, dude. It is a stream of High Templar. Dude. Marauders and Marines getting ripped up. Enough Zealots there. It's 2-2 against 2-2. Same upgrades. Medevac's actually taking significant damage from Storms, and Cure just does not have the numbers. What a bizarre game. Cure tried to do some offbeat pushes that Astrea wasn't expecting, but he just ate too many big Storms at a few of those moments. Fought pre-stim quite a little bit as well. And Astrea, despite a rough early game, I gotta feel like that Prism saving itself with the Zealot pickup actually was crucial, because that did multiple little poke-in, poke-outs, and then he pulled the Prism back. And he did lose 2 Prisms eventually, but I mean, he was so close to dying earlier. I feel like that Prism and 2 Zealots actually made a pretty big difference. Obviously, I mean, it's StarCraft's a game of things that stack together, but that actually might have been a potentially game-deciding moment. And Cure, of course, just outnumbered here. The Immortals keep rallying across the map. I think he keeps rallying observers on the map, guys. So these Immortals keep just wandering into like the oddest positions. He's going to recall that Immortal. Nice. Cure is on pure intravenous copium at this point. That's true. I mean, he's going to try, as you do. But there's just so many Storms, so much gas, so much High Templar. You know, you can't deal with it. Great Storms on both sides with the drop. Even warping in Zealots on his face. Cure does click on that and deal with it. Archon Morph will get taken down, but Astrea's, of course, kind of playing with his food a little bit. Scan to get rid of an observer. Astrea's on 6 base, going to base 7. Another storm. And this is it. The fact, like, just don't F2, Protoss players. Keep High Templar spread everywhere. The map becomes a field full of rakes. A cartoonishly painful place. The map becomes basically the house from Home Alone if the Protoss leaves cannons, batteries, and High Templar all over the map. It really does feel like every time you go to press that Protoss doorbell, you end up just getting a can of paint smashed into your head and a whole bunch of other bad stuff. GG, well played. Nice game one there for ASTREA. All right, guys. Well, Q is going to do the double proxy Marauder, his favorite build. And we are going to see Gate, Gas, Gate Scout for ASTREA. He's up one game. I've never liked this build order for Q. I've always felt like I like it if you know the opponent or guess they're not going to scout. I've always felt like if they scout, any Protoss worth their salt takes a second gas, not worth their salt, but anyone who's not crazy risky, second gas, second pylon, builds a Stargate, makes a sentry, and just defends that way. And he'll know to do this the moment he sees missing gas. So let's watch this from ASTREA's point of view. This is ASTREA's view, guys. Where's the second gas? Where's the second gas? ASTREA? Second, no. Oh god, he's not taking his second gas, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, okay, it took him a while to stitch that together in his brain. I think he didn't quite realize, like, yes, this is all in. He's realized now he's going for the second gas. Oh my gosh, it's a bit late though. He didn't pull off minerals onto gas either. And you really want to go for a Stargate and a Sentry really early. A Sentry with energy recharge can defend your ramp forever. An early battery is nice. You got to build that after the Cyber Core. You do want to build that. But usually you want to be building some Zealot Stalker to help defend as well. ASTREA's pulling probes right now. Dude, he's freaking himself out. He's tripping over his own feet. This isn't just a Proxy Marauder. This is not Proxy Marine. This is nothing crazy. Like, but because he doesn't have the gas, he can't build the Stargate. So he's got to make a decision now. Like, are you going to take a corner nexus? Are you going to build a robo? Are you going to build more gateways? Because he just doesn't have the gas to build the Stargate. So this is a real big problem for him. He's going to make the Sentry. But then how do you get out of your base? You need extra production facilities because otherwise you can get contained. Oh, ASTREA's in huge trouble. Yeah, this reaction is lethargic, guys. I cannot find any other way to describe it. It's lethargic. He's floating minerals. He did not react quickly. He must not have played against it. We've seen so much of this in top-level play recently. But yeah, this gateway should have been down 30 seconds ago, maybe a minute ago, if he was going to play gateway style. I mean, he can move down with Guardian Shield and try to break this. But you know Q is going to be really good at focusing the Stalkers down. This is so awkward for ASTREA, man. And he sees the bunker now and he's like, oh, right, I'm contained. Yeah. Q is going to macro out of this, man. He's going to build a command center soon. And then you're going to be down a base on a Terran player. So this is why you go Stargate. Oracle goes across the map. You kill 10 SCVs and you're so far ahead if you go Stargate against this. And even if not, you can use the Stargate to help deal with this. He's only got one Marine. You can pick off units that pop out of the barracks. As it is, it's still only 4 Marines and 2 Marauders. But definitely, I do think this is going to be hard to break out of. And it's the fact that he's only on 2 gateways, for me, is a huge mistake. Like, I think he's going to warp in 2 units and try to break it. And if Kua didn't focus fire, this would be a good cleanup with Guardian Shield. But because he's going to focus fire the Stalkers, I think it's going to be really hard. Oh, I love that. I do love that. He's got to focus the repairing SCV, though. I don't know if this is going to be enough, man. You can see the Stalker's getting focused. He actually pulled a Zealot back. Oh, no. Okay, that Marauder does get trapped, which is nice. He's going to take out the repairing SCV. But he's already lost a bunch of units. And these Marines, surprisingly, not focusing the Sentry. I thought he would have focused the Sentries down, but good Sentry micro there. And that last Zealot will survive as well. Okay, ASTREA cleaned that up way better than I thought he would. That was not as bad as I thought, guys. I thought that was going to be much worse. And you know what? He has so much money. He instantly goes for the double Nexus, which I love. I'm not sure if this is a bit too crazy or not because he has 400 gas. I think he's got to drop a Twilight and go like Storm and Charge as well. Can't really afford to go Blink in this sort of game. Now, do the Tech Labs see? Oh, they see the Nexus. Oh, he really should get rid of those. Oh no, but he's worried. He doesn't know if the barracks floated home or not, I guess. Why is he camping in his main? I'd be worried about Cyclones catching him on the outside. Forge and Twilight do go down. Command Center is very late for Cure, right? So even with the Orbital coming up, I mean, he's got tanks already building, but his barracks production is very late. That being said, he's already on 3 barracks because he had 2 already from the start. This is so interesting. I mean, ASTREA is going to instantly saturate his natural because he's just non-stop built workers. I do think he should be already long distance mining, but there's +1 armor, charge. Oh, he's going to try and play pure zealot. Does he just never take more gases? He realized, he's like, I don't have time for storm. He's like, I don't have time for anything else. I know there's going to be an early follow-up push, and I basically just need to immediately have mass zealot gate as quickly as possible. And he should be clearing these tech labs now. He's going to move down to clear those up. We've got, oh yeah, look, he's not even waiting for add-ons. It's just Banshee tank. He's going to move out with the 3rd tank. And he's only going to have like 5 Marines with this first move out. But he's going to have a good rally. 4 Marines building at a time, 1 tank, 1 Banshee. And he sees the move out, does ASTREA. He's already building 3 gateways, so he's going to go to 4 gates. This is a good call for him. Against this, though, batteries and defending front on is not the winning play. The winning play is counterattacking and cutting off the reinforcement. Problem is, right now, he doesn't have any charge zealots. He doesn't have that many stalkers. So he's got to try to get behind this push and cut off the rally as quickly as possible. If he splits even just 4 stalkers, that's enough to just destroy a Marine tank rally. How quickly can he make that decision? I love the probe hallucination to get map vision. He's going to see where the army's coming from. He does have force fields. He could maybe do a nice split. He's got a lot of stalkers. Oh, he gets the cyclone. Really slick play there. And he could do it again. Traps a bunch of these Marines. Oh, cool play here. Really good micro by ASTREA. Now, if he can, like I said, cut off the reinforce with zealots, this push feels really cocked. And Kua realized that he's going to run away. There's already a hallucinated Archon. Dude, people have been spamming hallucinations to tank damage lately. It's such a good move. And he's going to rotate. Oh, Kua's still on the map. He's still looking for something, but he's going to lose a Banshee. Kua reacting very slowly. He's actually just standing and fighting. It's a conscious choice. That's crazy. That looked like he wasn't watching. Uh-oh, ASTREA just standing there, though. Almost takes a tank shot. But yeah, these zealots are going to split around. Dude, ASTREA's on fire today. I thought this was him botching the early game. But yeah, it actually worked out really nicely. He's down in workers, though. Keep that in mind. Q is actually ahead in income. Okay, the army is there, so these zealots need to hide. Don't go in with those zealots. And ASTREA, he's going to make Templar Archives. +2 armor already on the way when +1 weapons just started is huge. If he ends up with +2 armor against no attack upgrades for a little bit, that'd be massive. Oh, he goes for an attack. Crazy attack here for ASTREA. I don't know if he was expecting to catch him there. I don't think he was. Oh, big volley. 3 sentries, 6 stalkers have gone down. Banshee comes and finishes off the Reddit point stalker as well. Q is all over it now. Look at the supply. Look at D, look at D. I can hear Todd, Johan Merlot, Warcraft 3 champion and former StarCraft 2 pro and commentator in the back of my head talking about the supply. And the supply does not lie, especially when you look at that work account. 4th base is going to be necessary if you want to probe up any more as ASTREA, though, right? I guess he's slightly undersaturated there, but he's already thinking about a 4th. But it's his army's too small to feel too confident doing that. These hallucinated probes have been really fantastic. The cake might be a lie, but the soup most certainly is not, guys. And Cure, he's got a scary army now. Stim shields +1, all about to be finished. Stim is already done. But I love the fact that the Zealots are still scary enough to force him to charge. And he's going to... Oh, this is huge! This is huge. The Zealots are going to try and catch these SCVs in the Marine rally. And Cure, at least he realizes it and tries to run away, but those Zealots getting good damage, making it really awkward. And that means, yeah, you can't really rally into this. The Zealots are thinking about engaging. Oh, because he's got Storm. Storm! Oh, Leroy Jenkins! The Side Storms land pretty well. He pulls one High Templar back to the high ground to keep it alive. The tanks are going to get slaughtered. Oh, no! Cure doing a crazy man's push, and ASTREA has the Storm. Cure's style today seems to be, I hope you don't have Psy Storm. And it seems like 2 games in a row, ASTREA has had Psy Storm when he was hoping that he would not. Oh, my lord. I mean, he's done a great job with his Zealots, distracting the pushes and stuff, but I was surprised to see the boy pull there. I gotta say, I knew there was a 4th and 5th barracks, even a 6th barracks, actually. But Cure, he's got +1 weapons. It's against +2 armor. Zealots, Storms keeping him back, and ASTREA will now be able to secure a 4th base. Cure up against the wall. Already ASTREA 3-0 semis. Is he going to 3-0 the finals as well? All right, guys, my theory is that Cure has a date with a very attractive K-pop lady because he is again going for double proxy barracks. Now, this is so close. He might just go double Marine off this, but double 15 is crazy. I mean, he could go Reaper. I think it's just Marauder, and I think he just wants to be as close as possible. This is insane. This is such a big commitment. ASTREA's up 2-0, and he's not scouting, though. Oh, no. Because you're not going to risk doing a double proxy Marauder 2 games in a row, are you? Because that would be stupid. So ASTREA respecting Cua's intelligence, saying you would never be dumb enough to gamble on a proxy Marauder 2 games in a row, so I can skip the scout this game, doop-de-doop. And Cua's like, huh, hold your intelligent prediction, and how about I raise it, an even more intelligent prediction. I know that you know that I'm too good to do this, and therefore, because it's not a good move, it's a good move because you do not expect it. Doing the same move twice in a row, it's a bad move if your opponent thinks you're a dumb guy who does the same build 2 times in a row. ASTREA, he respects Cua. He thinks you're too smart for that. And as a result, the dumb move becomes a smart move again. Welcome to the science of StarCraft build order decision making, ladies and gentlemen. Marauders are going to come out and just get a win, I think. If ASTREA, if he gets an amazing probe surround, could defend this. Now, we did see this build get defended once with Hero against Cua. It was Chrono a sentry. He was making 3 sentries, and he just like energy refilled and force fielded the Marauders, and then probe surrounded them and killed them. Unlikely for that to work here, because it's an Adept, not a sentry. Twilight Council doesn't help at all, and this Adept probably going to shade out and get itself killed almost immediately. Concussive is there. The Adept actually on the high ground. Almost could see the barracks not quiet. The Marauders, they show themselves, and that Adept is already almost toast. The SCV does take a fair bit of damage. The Adept goes down, and ASTREA, his only bet here is make a sentry, pull back to the high ground. But if you thought the transition was weird in the last game, try it without even having a Nexus. He's going to pull the probes, ready for a potential surround. Oh, he gets rid of 1 SCV, which is something. That probe exposed on the natural. ASTREA wisely going, double gas and whatnot. Those Marauders still looking to threaten. But ASTREA's... Oh, not a good force field! Not a good force field! ASTREA! Oh no, he Angrathed the force field. For those who don't know, Angrath, a fantastically famous Diamond 2 StarCraft player who in the holdout challenge against Hearthstone just had to force field his ramp, and he threw it over here instead. So I guess this wasn't quite the Angrath, but it was definitely not where he wanted that one to land. Let's 3 Marauders up the ramp. Once the Stalker's dead, he's got no damage. GG. All right, guys. Well, he got caught off in the last game. ASTREA in the top left side of the map. Cua in the bottom right side of the map. And Cua is going for a cheeky Engineering Bay build. Not wanting to let ASTREA get his feet underneath him. ASTREA's gone for a scout this time. He's like, well, he wouldn't do it 3 times in a row, would he? The real Chad move would have been for ASTREA to not scout this game. That would have been the real warrior move. ASTREA sees he's blocked. He's going to go to the 3rd. Not ideal, but you'll make the best of a bad situation by popping that Nexus down here. eBay block. Pretty good move if they don't scout it straight away. If they scout it straight away, they can just pull 5 probes and kill it when it starts. But once it's got this many hit points, that's not efficient. Question is, does he go Stargate? Does he go 2-gate? Does he still try to play Blink? How does ASTREA defend this? Does he get a battery in each base? Also, does Cua go Reacted Hellion? Or does he go for a more conservative follow-up? For now, it's just a Marine, allowing that early gas to go into the factory and then the reactor. Command Center is always delayed with this opening. Engineering Bay does get cancelled, of course. Gets a refund, only ends up spending 31 minerals on that. Oh, it is Stargate. Okay, cool. A lot of people like to play Phoenix in this scenario. Problem is, Q is going Cyclone immediately, which is very good against that. If he can squeeze a reactor in, hits 50 gas now, 50 minerals he needs, and then he goes reactor. What if he builds 2 more barracks? I think he will. He might go Starport, though. He's got the second gas coming in. He could go Starport and just rally Viking Marine Cyclone, or he could go 2 more barracks. Either way, that Cyclone's going to give really good forward map pressure. It's going to make it hard for ASTREA to scout what's going on. Protoss players in the chat are saying, gosh, I hate the eBay block. Yeah, it's so maddening. I know, it's the worst, isn't it? Guys, You realize you guys pylon block Zerg all the time, right? This is karmic justice, all right? The only one that gets away scot-free is Terran, because when Zerg then tries to pass on the trauma in the other direction and hatch block Terran, they just float their command center down. They're like, you know I can just lift, right? Like, Terran, like, do you even lift, bro? Loser races don't even have command centers that lift off and fly around. Dum-dums. Stupid bugs, stupid space elves. Phoenix aren't coming out. It's Oracle into Phoenix. Ooh, I love Oracle. Gets a few more stasis traps out front. That could be nice. Not the biggest fan of this stasis trap, personally. It's behind a pylon. This pylon's mostly, of course, to spot for Oracles, Hellions, I believe. Oh, he's so worried about Hellion dives. Oh, he has no idea this is Cyclone opening. Didn't he see a Cyclone? I guess he's worried about a drop coming in. It's never a bad idea to have some random stasis traps. Wouldn't it be funny if he just hits you with a frontal push and, like, all your stasis traps are in the back of your base? You're like, oh no. He's got to go charge first. He might go blink. I think charge is way better here. He's going to go blink, though. I don't know if that kicks in time, man. Cure is one of the most all-in players recently against Protoss. I don't think he's going to wait that long to push. Then again, he's pausing production to build second and third barracks. Maybe Q is playing a bit more defensive this game. Might be time for Blink to kick in. Third Nexus coming down. It is just 2 gate. 1 Oracle, 1 Phoenix. Okay, third gateway, sorry, is there as well. Okay, so 3 gate Blink into third. Not too bad. Not too greedy for ASTREA. For Q, though, his push-out timings have been really hard to read. Very, not quite random, but second best. You know, next best thing to random. 4 gases, Templar Archives. Maybe a Storm transition. Storm's been very good recently. Very, very good. Now, historically, the way you beat Storm is by sneaking a double drop in the main while you're pushing the front. We haven't seen that pulled off much lately. But usually there's a fragile moment where the Protoss army's like, I have 6 Stalkers, 4 Zealots, and some Storms. And if you push into that in a clump, and you catch them before Storm finishes, it can work. But we've seen today a lot of Cure and other Terrans pushing in a clump and Storm's finished, and they just eat crazy Storms and lose the game. And I think, you know, maybe the old double drop in the main could work. Alright, Marines there. Start off by the forward stasis trap. 8 Stalkers with Blink on the front. Gonna give a good bit of control to Protoss, make him feel a little more comfortable. Should leave a Stalker or 2 with that Marine. Dodges the Widow Mine, already gets a kill. Oh, he's just gonna go for it. Oh, okay. Gets a Marine, pulls back. Takes a few shots though. This Marine wants to go home. Does not work out. Storm's on the way. 3 more gateways. Charge. Forge. So it's going to be 6 gate, right? Yeah, 6 gate. ASTREA is very good about constantly warping in. The way he plays PvT is really elegant. A lot of Protoss players prefer to just jump up the gateway count, whereas ASTREA just constantly uses every gateway that he has. So he doesn't get caught with such big weaknesses in his army. But sometimes if his gateways get delayed a little, it feels like his production's a little light. That's the downside. Oh. Army's finally moving forward, but it feels like Q is just trying to exert presence. Then again, oh, no third command center. 4th and 5th barracks. And a Ghost Academy. He knows it's Storm. So he's like, well, I'm going to do the slowest, most methodical 2-base all-in of all time, and I'm going to rally Ghost with it. So he's basically saying, I still want to lean into you, but I'm not going to, like, try and just force my way in and eat crazy Storms. Okay, so he's going to do a very slow push. Still stasis traps around the map, though. 1 there. These 2 are going to expire soon. If the Oracle keeps refilling with energy, I actually think it might be more worthwhile than High Templar. Just because having stasis traps everywhere when he's already busy dealing with everything else can really be a nuisance. Zealot counterattack would be really good, but charge only now about to finish. +1 attack also not done. Stalkers blinking away. One of them does go down. High Templar goes for an exploratory storm through the bush. Pokes his head through the bush and quickly pulls away. It's a lot of workers for Cure. Too many, really, for a 2-base all-in. Cure feels a little bit stuck. And I don't think Step Protoss is going to help him out of this one. ASTREA, very happy to get a 4th up. Add Cannon Battery, add more High Templar. His unit count's still a little low, but he's up to 8 gateways now. ASTREA, good blink backs, and he really would love to land some ambush storms on this army. Cure's army very exposed. Oracle tagging the army would really help, just to keep track of everything. So right now it does feel like ASTREA is a little blind. Oh, here come the ghosts! Oh, good blink forward, he gets one. But he's got to be careful. The Bio comes forward, zoning Storm. Storm up north. Nice Storm on the Marines! Second Storm lands big. Ghost diving. High Templar coming in. There's a High Templar right on top. It gets EMP'd, but there's more. Full energy High Templar coming in from behind. And Cure, he's trying to make these two base all-ins work. But ASTREA is just so well prepared. He's coming in with Storms spread out from so many angles. He does F2 a little bit now, though. He's going to have to respread these bad boys. He's going to have to go for the proper man spread, guys. Ooh. Observer might get taken out by this scan. Yeah, second scan will confirm the kill. Another Storm, though. Gets himself a Marine. High Templar everywhere, dude. Lands an EMP on 2, which is nice, but it's so hard. Feedback lands as well. High energy High Templar coming in. Oh my gosh, so many Zealots now as well. And he gets kind of choppy. Just the Zealot Stalker. Archon can do it. He's so busy trying to deal with a High Templar. But that gave all the time he needed for the Zealot count to grow. Just mass 8-gate Zealot Stalker coming in. The Archon as well. And Q just getting overrun. ASTREA looking so good in this finals, in this tournament. What the hell? Dominating the semis, dominating the finals. ASTREA, once again, is your North American Pigosaur champion.